Why? Big machine. Tank the Machine, 1/3 of DOA administration, and you building with ULSTN Media.
Hey, what we on?
Big dog. Bitch, I got,
Yeah.
bitch, I got big dog status. 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 With the iced out watch and splash.
All right, so today, man, I got me a very, very special guest, man. A legend, man. St. Louis legend, man.
That's dope.
One half of the DOA, Dimension of Ascension, man. Tank the Machine. Tank, man, how you feeling?
I'm alive, brother. I woke up today, man. I feel pretty decent. You know what I mean? I'm getting to it. I feel good though, bro. You know what I'm saying? All jokes aside, I feel pretty good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I respect that. It's good to wake up, man.
For real. That's the most important thing about your day. You know what I'm saying? And if you can acknowledge that as a blessing, you're off to a good start.
That's
You know
what's
what I mean?
up. That's what's up, man. So, man, a lot been going on, man.
Yeah.
You know, with you and what you've been putting out, man. And since it's your first time on ULSTN Media, man, I'd like to give a kind of a background of, you know, how you got started and all of that. So, your origin story. So,
Wow.
I guess my first question to you would be, how would you describe your childhood?
How would I describe my childhood? I'm one of 7. You know what I mean? So, and I'm like,
You won a 7?
I'm one of 7, bro.
Wow.
Right, I'm one of 7, and I'm like right there in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it was blended, right? So I had, 2 older sisters and an older brother, 2 younger sisters and a younger brother.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like right there in the middle. So it was eventful. You know what I'm saying? It was. I had both of my parents in the house. So it was really structured. You know what I'm saying? And it was traditional.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just every time I get a chance to reflect on it, man, just as an adult, a mature adult.
Mm-hmm.
I can honestly say it's just genuinely a blessing, bro. Like, yeah, real wholesome, loving, humble, you know what I'm saying? Like just type of environment, man. You know what I'm saying? With just my siblings. And it's times where, you know what I'm saying, like my 2 biggest sisters never lived with us. So even when they came around, it just made it that much more eventful.
Mm-hmm.
And they was with us quite often, you know what I'm saying, just as kids. But it was just, bro, and I'm just speaking of just our household, you know what I'm saying? And we were in the hood. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because I never even looked at it that way as a kid, because it was just life. Like, but looking back on it, bro, we was in Hillsdale. When we was born over in Walden Park.
Okay.
Like me and my older brother, and then as a baby, bro, my mama and my daddy moved over to Hillsdale. They bought a house. We finna start a family. We finna buy this house in Hillsdale. And, you know, that sound like Hillsdale. It sound proud. But man, the reality is it was the hood, bro. It was really the hood. And it's just, again, just the obliviousness, the oblivion of childhood, the ignorance, the blissfulness of childhood.
Yeah.
Like, I never even looked at it that way. I was like that. But, like, as I got older, I was like, damn, this some ghetto shit. This some ghetto stuff. You know what I'm saying?
It was just life to you.
Yeah, but it was just normalized. You know what I'm saying? And then we would go over Granny's house, over my grandma's house, you know, over in Walden Park. Just in the evenings or maybe the weekends or just for the summers. And it was just even more turned up, even more ghetto. You know, there was just life though.
Uh-huh.
And I did, recognize just like, man, the impact of just your environment and what it does to you personally, and how life is constantly presenting you with opportunities to go left or go right, to go this way or that way. You know what I'm saying? Opportunities to make real life life altering decisions at all moments. You know what I'm saying? Life prepared you for that.
Yeah.
Just with those dynamics. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, I just grew up soaking all of that experience in and started to really shape that into my own reality. And again, we just started expressing it through creativity, man.
Is
You know?
that something like your parents would talk to you all about, just your environment and things to take from it?
High key, yeah. Not so much my mom, but my pops for sure. My pops was a realist. You know what I'm saying? Straight real. Like, I'm gonna just tell you how it is. I'm talking about as a kid and was blunt. You know what I'm saying? Like, good or bad, you know what I mean? But it was just blunt. There was like a blunt reality to how he spoke to us as children. You know what I'm saying? That kind of, now that I think about it, like, it kind of, it's some stuff. I can't cuss. Can I cuss? No, no.
Be free, man. Be
Some
free, man.
stuff used to cut so deep and so real, bro. Like, I feel like it affect. Like, I can feel where my insensitivity comes from. Sometimes, like, I'm like, oh, I grew up being cut. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with like life. You know what I'm saying? Just blunt reality. Like, my daddy used to just give it to us real. And I remember my mama being super critical of that. Like, don't talk to them nothing about that. Don't tell them what this life got now. This, you know, about pop. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
They want to make y'all strong. He
Yeah,
wanted y'all to
man.
be strong,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. And just he didn't want us blindsided just by life and what life had to offer. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
But all of that, all of that went into, what was the original question? I'm sorry. All of that went into just.
I mean, you answered it. You know, you described, your childhood, and you grew up. You was born and raised in St. Louis, right?
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
From Hillsdale.
Mm-hmm.
Was it like a lot of music and stuff? Just a lot of musical influence growing up.
That's crazy. People always ask me and my siblings, one of your parents did music? Because all of us do music. So they always ask us, which one of your mama and your daddy did music? And neither one of them.
Hold on. So no, neither one of your parents did music.
My mama was in and out of the choir her adult life, just trying to commit herself fully to the choir, but she wasn't no singer. You know what I'm saying? But I do believe she loved music, right? My pops, I knew for a fact, loved music. He loved music. He had a record collection. You know what I'm saying? Like, huge record that that covered everything.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? All genres, all time, all decades. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how his record collection was. So I grew up as a kid.
So he had, like, if you had to guess, how many records?
Bro, easily. I mean, over 100 for sure. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry, these weren't even records. Let me not say he was. This is the CD era, so this is 90s. You know what I'm saying? So my daddy's CD collection, compact disc collection was crazy though. It was crazy. But you remember the CDs used to come with the booklets and the credits, and you remember that?
Yeah, man. I mean, my uncle, man, he had a huge footlocker full of CDs, man, hundreds, man. So I know,
bro, that's how my daddy was. My daddy had moved past that record collection time, and it just turned into CDs and cassettes. I'm sorry, he had a box with all cassettes in it too, like an old dusty box. You flip the top on the box, and there's all cassette tapes. You know what I'm saying? And it was stashed in his. Entertainment center cabinets with the CDs and the VHS at the top. You know what I'm saying? This is a real 90s story. You know what I'm saying? But that was my musical influence. Riding in the back seat with my daddy. You know what I'm saying? And him playing Sam Cooke greatest hits.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Him playing who else did he play? He played Otis Redding greatest hits.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's like Babyface, greatest hits. No, it used to be Babyface for the Coolin' You album. I heard the album front to back as a kid. You know, Coolin', like, but that was like my first, You know what I mean? Like memories of like really consuming music. And then I had an older brother. Me and my older brother shared a room. My brother got 6.5 years on me. You know what I'm saying? So this early 90s, everything. He into everything. My brother was a Bone Thugs and Harmony fanatic. No, real talk, bro.
Yeah.
Real talk.
Everybody
And
was.
we used to go to sleep. We shared a room, and he'd have Bone Thugs and Harmony playing. We in the bed at night like this. You know what I'm saying? Listen, because that's the only time we can get away with playing it. Play it low. We lay on the floor. You know what I'm saying? At nighttime in the room, and he just talk about, you know what I'm saying, just the lifestyles of what being a rapper, just the lifestyle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what sparked my imagination and my ability to dream, my aspiration to like be creative and be in the arts and being that's where my hip hop spirit was birthed. In a bedroom, sharing a room with my bigger brother at night, laying on the floor, you know, listening to Bone Thugs and Harmony. Then he'd be on the phone with girls, talking to girls on the phone, Bone playing in the background. And I was a kid. I used to doze off to this shit. This nigga, I doze off to him caking, and Bone Thugs playing. That was my earliest memories with music. Riding in the backseat, my daddy playing everything, and my brother playing Bone Thugs, Tupac, Dayton Family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I mean, that sounds very 90s, man.
I know, bro. I know.
Yeah, man. So, because I only asked, man, because you're a rapper, producer, then you got a sister that's a singer, brother that's a pianist. And, man, it's just so much. It seems like it's so much music coming out of your bloodline, and it seems like from what you're saying, a lot of it was influenced by all of the music that was around y'all constantly throughout your childhood. So what made you like feel like, okay, I think I want to rap?
So again, just follow my big brother. My big brother, he used to lie to me. It's crazy how I found out this nigga lying the whole time. You know what I'm saying? But again, it planted a seed in my imagination, man. My big brother was so into hip hop down, head to toe, man, and he was just copying the culture. He was mimicking the culture. You know what I'm saying? He was expressing himself just like the culture. And that's what I seen, and that's what I was starting to consume, and that's what, again, young black boys, we just, our environment, that's all I heard. When we used to cut on the radio, I heard all them 90s jams, bro. And I used to be it was just something that sparked inside of me, like, can I do this? but here's the real deal. So my big brother wanted to be a rapper, you know what I'm saying? And he used to just come home and he used to be freestyle, and he had notebooks of just real, like, handwritten raps, you know what I'm saying? Endless notebooks, endless. And I ain't never see. But he came home one time with this cassette. He played the cassette for me. Tank, listen to this. He played the cassette for me. And his big cousin on his daddy's side was already cracking in the streets. S.O. Dub, Soldiers of War, something like that. In the early 2000s, not even 90s. So his big cousins was cracking. They was already had some motion, making music, and on the verge about to do something, you know what I'm saying? And he was inspired by them, you know what I'm saying? So my big brother was a little cousins, you know what I'm saying? So his big cousins called himself trying to produce his little cousins. And my big brother had a little rap group, I think they was called Young Guns with Clips. And he brought it home a cassette, played the cassette. And the cassette, we are young gun, nigga running the block, it's never gonna stop, and bust nigga running the shot, we are young gun. And I was like, hey, this kind of okay. I can remember, you know what I'm saying? And then he used to try to convince me to do it. You can do it, bro. Come on, do this. Jump on this song. We did it. Yeah. And this back when you had to record into a radio with the tape recording over it, like hoping it pick up audio. So it was weird, but we was really trying to do that. And I had to be 8, 8 years old, bro. You know what I'm saying? And my brother was trying to make me rap. And I just thought that it was something I could probably do. And plus, I was in love with literature and creative writing. So in school had me like, I was like, they started testing me for gifting classes and stuff like that. So they was hyping me up academically, you know what I'm saying?
I was doing a hype, man.
We was doing creative, right? You know, just little stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I started to find all that stuff kind of just like that. This kind of might be my bag.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I got really into just start trying to rap and put poems together. Yeah.
So your brother was telling you like you need to do it.
For sure.
Okay.
For sure. Early. For sure.
Did he hear something first, or
nah, man? This is what he wanted to do, and he was like, "Do this with me."
Okay.
But it gets deeper though, bro. So my brother was it really just off into his own world, right? And it's teenager stuff. You start getting into trouble, teenager stuff. Later on in his teens, my brother ended up going to prison. Went to prison for 10 years, right? But early into his bid, so I'm like 12 now. You know what I'm saying? My brother go to prison when I was 12. But he calling me from the joint. And he like, bro, you still rocking? You trying to do it? And I'm like, man. But early back in the day when my brother was still trying to do it, there wasn't no YouTube beats. It wasn't no beats. This was back in the day. You know how hard it was to find production? You couldn't stumble on no beat. Wasn't no beats just laying around it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I had it in my mind. I said, I'm gonna try to produce for my brother then, or at least try to figure out how we can get some beats.
Yeah.
So when my brother was calling me from the joint when I was like 12, 13 years old, I'm like, man, I think I'm just gonna make beats, bro.
Yeah.
And then he literally said, bro, you tripping. Do both. You can do both. Rap, keep rapping, and keep making beats.
Yeah.
And those words rang off in my mind louder and longer than anything else. And then I'm gonna tell you one more thing. We used to listen to Soft Rock 102.5 KEZK, right? On the radio as a kids, right? And it used to be Delilah, the radio show. But it was soft rock. You know what I'm saying? It was soft rock. And my daddy used to play that so much for us, just on our way home from like events and school and stuff like that I fell in love with just beautiful songs and songwriting and song structure and just like melodies and, you know what I'm saying, thinking outside the box, you know what I'm saying? Rap, R&B, like pop, soft, like alternative. Like I developed like a real passion and again, as a kid, I remember saying these same words to my brother, like, man, I love songs like this. I love songs like this. And I was like, I want to write something like this. And my brother was like, bro, you can do both. You can do that too. You know what I'm saying? I swear, bro. And that just always rang off in my mind. I can write whatever I want to write. I can make whatever I want to make.
It's very interesting because you great at all of them. You great at writing, rapping, producing. You have like so many different styles, you know what I'm saying, and different,
I appreciate it,
and different ways that you, approach different beats. Because, like, of course, I hear you rapping on stuff, but you do a lot of producing too. You know what I mean, and I think people respect you as both. You know what I mean, and it's crazy that your brother just knew from the jump. He's like, you could do this, and you just jumping out there and doing it, So
real talk.
How did you how did you end up forming the group DOA?
DOA, the junior year of high school. Well, Ron gonna take it even further back than that. I met Ron as early teenagers, you know what I'm saying, just on some football, in the street stuff, you know what I'm saying, in the streets, playing football, and just trying to be a part of an organized league, right?
Right.
And
yeah, you actually do got the size for
it. We played. Come on, man.
You got the size.
It's some niggas you can ask, you feel me? There's some people you can ask, bro.
Yeah, but music, it didn't work. Yeah,
football was my first. That was my first love. Football was my first love.
Yeah.
My first love.
Yeah.
So that's where me and Ron first met. years down the line in high school, junior year, what happened junior year? I started putting out songs on Bebo. Remember Bebo?
I don't know, man.
Ah, man, it was like MySpace, but it was Bebo. Bebo, a little social media platform way back when, but it was during the MySpace era. It was like ghetto MySpace.
Okay,
in my opinion.
It was it before Black Planet and all?
I mean, it was during that time. It was during that same time. We was on Black Planet too.
Okay.
But Black Planet, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
But we was on Bebo. A lot of people from high school was on Bebo.
Mm-hmm.
And I started releasing. So I was recording all that. By that time, bruh, my partners them had put me on to Fruity Loops.
Mm-hmm.
I had a homie across the street, and I had a homie around the corner, around the way. I used to go over both of their house because they had Fruity Loops demo version. Remember, you can go straight to the website and get the demo version right off the website and play around and figure out how to make beats. Andreas, my homie Andreas, first showed me Fruity Loops, and then my homies across the street had it. And once they showed me that, I was like, I got to figure out how to get this. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up getting Fruity Loops on my daddy computer, man. By that time, man, I figured out how to make beats and, how to structure songs and how to do all of that. So I started putting out music. And not only putting out music, creating the colorful graphics and stuff behind the songs and stuff. And then I would upload it on Bebo. You know what I'm saying? Ron saw one of the songs on Bebo, saw me at school the next day and was like, bro, you kind of nice, bro. When you drop a tape, let me know. He's like, real recognize real. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And yeah, man. Yeah, we clicks ever since then. And then we was running with some of the same cats. Our senior year, we started running with some of the same dudes and pulling up to their studio, and we had kicking in the studio all night, recording songs and stuff, just messing around, dissing other dudes, you know what I'm saying, from school. We literally was like having battle records and stuff. And then we got tighter even then. We started bonding even closer then. And then years down the line, I put out my first tape, you know what I'm saying? And Ron was with me the whole time while I was working on that whole project. And then he was like, bruh, you think I should rap? No, he was like, you think I should drop my tape? And I was like, bro, you be crazy if you don't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So then he started dropping the tape.
And you talking about Ron G?
Ron G, DOA Ron G, for sure. I'm sorry, I get into the story and get
right.
going. And then yeah, man. By the time we run across D-Boy, Darren Seals, by the time we run across Darren Seals, me and Ron had already been running tough. When we run across D-Boy and bring him into the fold as a part of what we was working on, it just solidified what we was trying to accomplish. You know what I'm saying?
So Darren Seals was known as D-Boy back then.
For sure. Darren Seals was D-Boy, for sure. I met him as D-Boy. I ain't even know Darren until the cameras came on. You know what I'm saying? For real. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. So when y'all ran into him,
D-Boy made a DOA. Ron G, the first person I ever heard say Dimension of Ascension. And that became our moniker, that became our slogan, that became our phrase, our frame of thought.
Yeah.
When the first time Ron G said it, I was like, yeah, that's it, right?
Yeah.
But when D-Boy came, it became a group.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm still 1/3 of the DOA administration.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how that whole thing came about. You know what I mean?
So when Seals, D-Boy, when y'all met him, he was just like, man, I got to get behind this. And cause to me, it seemed like he was more so like the executive, you know what I mean, type of role with the group. Is that fair to say? Because it didn't seem like he rapped for real.
Yeah, he was on some record exec stuff. No, but he had rap aspirations too. He had rap aspirations as well, just like all of us, man. And we were really bringing it to fruition. You know what I'm saying? I think I got the first song and beat he ever rapped on, at least one of them for sure. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, man, we start bringing that into fruition. But absolutely, he was a little bit more executive minded. You know what I'm saying? And so we start leaning into it, lean into your strength. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, let's really try to make an impact. And that was the goal, that was the vision. But life was turned up at the time, man, and there was so many distractions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, you know, as time goes on, man, you know, you start making more connections in music. You know, Ferguson happened. How did that affect the group? You know, because he was very Darren Seals was very. He's like synonymous with what happened with the protests during the Mike Brown protest. So how did that affect the group?
It honestly, I mean it. I don't. It's so multi-layered. You know what I'm saying? In every way. It's so many directions I can go with this. It added fuel to the fire.
You mean as far as y'all doing more music or?
In multiple aspects.
I'm gonna let you go ahead.
Man, that's a triple. Yeah. Yeah, it added fuel to the fire. From the music aspect, yeah, it made us like, okay, we see what's happening in the city, we see what's happening in the culture, we see what's happening in real time up the street. Down the street, next door. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We see what's happening. We are artists. You know what I'm saying? We are what they say. We're reporters.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So like, it just lit a fire up on under the movement on having something to reinvigorate the city. You know what I'm saying? Reinvigorate the region, reinvigorate the culture, and to shifting the narrative and the conversation to something a little bit more important.
Yeah.
So, you know, we got to work in that aspect. But it also like added fuel to the fire of public distrust for, you know, it added to just not just law enforcement, but government, current government. It made it made everybody put on a thinking cap in a different kind of way. Everybody developed a different level of political awareness. You know what I'm saying? And not just politicians, but what's happening under this regime? What's happening? What's going on? Everybody developed an awareness and started at least asking questions. Ask some questions about the things that you ain't never thought twice about. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, people who ain't never been politically motivated start having voices and things to say. Twitter developed in a whole different way. Black Twitter developed in a whole different way. So yeah, it just like to young, you know, boys and not just boys, people in our community who are already on fire about certain things and issues and topics, and people who are already knocking at the door of justice and trying to get answers and figure things out. That added fuel to the fire. Like, wait a minute, no, we really got to demand something now. We really need to know what's happening. What's what? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, all of that, man. And yeah, man, things just kind of ran rampant, bro. Things ran rampant, man. And I think there's a lot of things that came out of that were extremely beneficial and helpful and advanced us and pushed us forward. There's a lot of things that came out of there that left an immense, just like massive, like question mark and hole in my emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously. You know what I'm saying? So like,
was this before or after he passed, or
both,
just in its
both
totality?
in its totality, bro. in its totality. In its
Yeah.
totality, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember, man, we was at the we was at the what's that spot on Haas Ferry, the little concert spot,
Um,
little ghetto spot.
Climax.
Yeah, we up in there, and it was like a social awareness event or something, concert benefit. I don't know what it was, but it was just so much tension and it was just so much going on, and I remember like I was going on this rant. You know what I'm saying? And then I
Yeah.
just like broke out in tears. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm
Mm.
like trying to talk and I'm just like losing it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And yeah, and I was with bro. It was me, Brian, bro, and a couple other folks. And yeah, man, we just had a real moment in that moment. And he started trying to tell me why I was getting emotional. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, man, yeah, it just so before and after, man. That's what I mean. That's why I'm trying to express. I'm sorry, just in its totality. But I remember that it was because I started having a moment of realization that like this Mike Brown could have been my little brother.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of that was what happened with Ferguson, and probably one of the reasons you got so emotional because it was so personal, right? We all live here, and everybody from St. Louis, kind of feel like we close to one another. You know what I mean? So when we saw him laid out like that, it felt like one of us that could have easily happened to one of us because you know how we constantly get harassed by police in St. Louis. You know what I mean? Especially, during those younger years, in our teenage years, it's like you always, I don't know, we all got multiple
No, for
stories
sure.
about
For
getting,
sure.
harassed by the police.
For
If you're a
sure.
black male in St. Louis, and it's
You
like,
got one.
you know what I mean? And it was like during that particular time, it's like, wow, man, we actually, in a position to where we can see some of the things that's happening to us, and can we do something about it or can't we? You know what I mean? And I think that was some of the conversations and things that we were having
Right.
during those
Right.
times. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Can we or can't we? You
Yeah.
know? So, and I think Seals was one of those. I mean, it's no real thought to it. He was one of those very strong voices, that's saying that we can. And it was a lot of doubters during that time. A whole lot of doubters during that time. So I can definitely understand your emotion during that time because it was so many people had that emotion, not just here in St. Louis, but
It was
all around the
worldwide.
world.
Yep.
All around the world was having that same type of struggle. Like, can we do this or not? You know what I mean? And he was one of them people just pushing forward, just pushing, saying we can. And that's why it hurt when he passed away. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of why his legacy continued to live on, man. You know what I mean?
No, that's real
but
talk.
but yeah, man, I ain't expect to go there with
You
you.
gonna take us there, bro?
but yeah, man, like how did you feel when he passed away, man? How was it for you personally?
You know, fell apart. You know what I'm saying? Like really fell apart. Fell apart that day. Um, yeah, man. It obviously just heavy, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Extremely heavy. And then even heavier when you gotta when you a casket barrier when you a casket barrier for an empty casket.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You a pallbearer for an empty casket. I still I don't know how to reconcile those thoughts and those emotions. You know what I'm saying? Um, but
He said Paul Bearer for an empty casket. Like, what you mean, man?
bro was burnt to ashes.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not. No, I'm just saying. He's burnt to ashes. And, and we still go through the whole funeral process like a funeral process. You know what I'm saying? I'm a pallbearer, so we literally carrying an empty casket.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? So that I was, again, people, you can take that how you want. I don't know. I don't know how to take it. That's my point. I don't know how. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to feel.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I know you don't know how to take it. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, just really just messed up, bro. Messed up in the just on how to necessarily process that sometimes. But I'm gonna tell you this though, I still trust and believe in God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And God, I believe that the word say all things work together for those who love the Lord, and that's just something that I have to lean even further into. And trust and believe in order for me to stay in a healthy space about everything, bro. So
Yeah. I feel you, man. Yeah, that was heavy, man. But so how did you start, putting out some more of your solo projects?
say it one more time.
How did you end up starting out putting out more
Oh,
your
well,
solo
from the
projects?
jump, bro. Again, from the jump, I always been a solo artist.
Mm-hmm.
It's a group effort. But we solo artists. You know what I
Gotcha.
mean? And that's just how it is. That's just, you know what I'm saying? We that's how I came in the game like that. I came in the game dolo, but with my partners. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then I told my partner to get to it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I mean, of course, that's what he was on. But yeah, so we just carry on in that tradition, bro. Just really telling out. Everybody has a story. Everybody has their own individual story to tell. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still again in a group. That don't change that. But I've always looked up to Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah.
I always looked up to Bone Thugs and Harmony. And when Crazy Bone dropped Thug Mentality 1999, I said, I can do whatever I want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
I mean, that's just real talk. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's just how I felt. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, that's my dog. That's my dirty. And we DOA for life. You know
Like
what I mean? But again, but every season I want to represent a new phase, a new where I'm at. I got to remind people, this where I'm at right now. Boom. You know what I mean?
Got you.
Yeah.
Like St. Louis, for those who don't know, St. Louis got a very strong independent music scene, man. And you somebody who's like touched like I feel like all of every area of the independent music scene, and you very, very well respected, you know, rapping and producing and working with some of everybody, man. And one of the questions that, I wanted to ask you, man, is like, do you feel like you get the respect that you deserve?
That's such an interesting question. What do I deserve? So I really don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, I genuinely, I don't know.
I would say just off top,
My brother say, hell no.
I would say off top, being viewed as one of the best in the city when it comes to just pure artistry. Definitely from a producer standpoint and from a rap standpoint, so passionate every time, I hear you on the track. And then just I think you're just very gifted,
Dope,
one of the
thank
most gifted people to come out of the city, probably in the world, as far as production wise, man.
Dope,
so
Dope.
I think that's what people talking about. Like,
Okay.
like when we talking about production, I know we got, our mainstream as far as,
No, for
Metro
sure. That's
Boomin,
tight. That's tight.
Chase the
Thank you,
money,
bro.
people like that. It's like,
That's dope.
do we say, tank the
Tank the
machine?
machine.
Yeah,
Right,
you know
right.
what I mean. So
right, that's a beautiful thing.
How you feel about that, man? Because people, I've spoken to artists, man, and they feel that way about you.
That's tight.
So
That's tight.
I
A
mean,
lot of
what
people-
you think about that, man?
a lot of people do tell me that. I ain't gonna even fake it. A lot of people tell me that, and I respect it. I love that. But I also feel like, you know what I'm saying, like your work has to speak for itself. You know what I'm saying? I genuinely sometimes be feeling like, man, I ain't hit the pinnacles I want or necessarily desire to be at. That mean there's more work to be done.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But absolutely, like there should be a different conversation around my name sometimes for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I like. Yeah, if people ain't saying your name, what ain't you doing?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it, and it only motivate me to really get on the grind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
But I appreciate all accolades, bro. You hear me? And I honor that in a different kind of way. That's also what keeps me invigorated. Like, bro, you've already did that. Push it further. You got nigga. If they only knew what you said, though, you know what I'm saying? So stop. You know what I'm saying? So like, all of that motivate me and push me to want to go even further, just in every aspect, in every arm of this. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, bro, we got new levels and new peaks to reach. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So absolutely, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Sincerely, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's what people say, man. It's not just me, you know.
Wow. I accept it. That's a blessing, though, man. I give all. Yeah, I accept it, and I praise God for that, man.
Yeah, definitely praise God, man.
Yeah, man. A lot of people don't get that love or that recognition. A lot of people ain't on people's mind. A lot of people ain't that impressive.
Yeah,
that's real talk. So.
But man, there's so many questions I want to ask you, man. But I'm gonna ask you this, man. you was in the cipher.
Wow.
With A Game and Bodine, man.
Yes, sir.
The cipher that started the whole battle, man. What was your I guess perspective going into the cipher, man? Did you know it was gonna be that?
No. Nah, I mean, partially, right? We knew it was gonna be a little mudslinging. We knew that. I mean, I ain't gonna say we knew. I anticipated that. You know what I'm saying? But to the degree and the level they took it, nah. There's no way I could have. Nah, that was just great. It was partial marketing, partial just like build the attention. You know what I'm saying? And I give all credit to those guys who took the marketing to another level in those spaces. You know what I'm saying? Y'all did y'all thing, and y'all know exactly who y'all are. No, sincerely, much love to y'all for even, again, man, you know what I'm saying? Just like facilitating, booming, you know what I'm saying? For facilitating that. Ron G for calling my name.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was really just as simple as that. And then, you know, in my mind, I thought about taking it to so many different dimensions because we could have, you know what I'm saying?
So Ron was the one that hit you up about it.
Ron Booming put the play together.
Okay.
Booming first call was Ron G.
Uh-huh.
Ron G first suggestion was me.
Okay. That's how you end up there. Okay.
Yeah.
And you was like, they doing this cipher, you gonna be down? You like,
let's get it. Let's get it. Booming is my brother. I'm always pull up. Ron G, that's my brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm always pull up. No matter, you know, especially you talking about some rap, and especially you talking about the ones. I'm
not trying to be the dead horse, man, but it's just like it's just like it's hard for me, you know, just kind of watching, you know, just thinking about like some of the stuff that, you know, A Game was saying prior to the battle. I know you didn't miss that, you know what I mean?
For sure.
And stuff that was leading.
I caught a lot of. I missed a lot of stuff, but I caught a lot of stuff too.
Yeah. So, but you was still like, you know what? I'm
sticking to the job. I'm sticking to the job. We could have did that, bro, but it just ain't my brand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It ain't my brand, and sometimes to my fault. You know what I'm saying? My people tell me pop mo. You know what I'm saying? And we'll get there.
You diss Meek Mill and Drake.
I
lot of you got disrespect then.
I got it, yeah. As I grew, I matured. You feel me? And I started to just refocus, man, on what really mattered. You know what I'm saying?
So he just caught you at a time where you weren't really.
Nah, right, precisely. I was young. I was in the studio. I made that beat. I threw it on. And I recorded that. And I was with the homie who was recording everything with me back then. So we shot a video and everything. But man, this is where I was at that time, bro. Yeah, I did do that. But yeah, right now you got to really get under my skin for me to want to do something like that.
So you was just like that.
Or it got to be something I really need to address and get off for me to do something like that. You know what I'm saying? For me to get on somebody like that.
Just what did you think about them? You know,
about they mudslinging?
Yeah, about them taking
it was entertaining. It was entertaining, bro. Again, it was entertaining. I had some really good laughs. What Cat Williams say? You gotta get your 5 in. Ha 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 ha. I got my 5 in, bro. I got some good laughs out of it. It was funny. It was entertaining. The records were Nah, I was playing. They dropped some joints. Again, it was more so about, man, can you compete?
Yeah.
Can you get in this ring? You know what I'm saying? So I respected that. I respected every aspect of it. You know, we all got things that like that ain't our favorites. That ain't our, you know what I'm saying? But I respected it, bro. And I thought it was cool, interesting for the sport, for the city. Mm-hmm. Of course, it got a little turned up at moments and stuff. That's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? That's the nature of the sport sometimes. But it was entertaining, and I thought that they made a dope business move. They put together a show and stuff at the end. So. I ain't feel neither way about it. I'm know both sides. I've been cool with both sides since forever. Bodine, that's my brother. Always Tristan them, that's my brother. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey, I got immense amount of love for them. It is what it is, bro. I ain't care either way. You know what I'm saying? I ain't care either way. I was glad to be a part of it, but you know what I'm saying? What Ron G say all the time. I got loyalty to one person. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we got going on. You know what I'm saying? So that's all it was.
I get you, man. Well. Man, I wish I had more time with you, bro. We definitely gonna have to
part two, bro. I'm with that.
But you know, we gotta close it out. Any last words? Anything you want to say, man? Anything you want to get out?
Yes, sir. Let's do that. 1, take the machine. 1/3 of the DOA administration. I'm extremely grateful to be here, bro. I apologize for being tardy, but life is life, and you know how it go. Me and DOA Ron G. celebrating 10 years of Dimension of Ascension, to celebrate 10 years of Illegitimate album by releasing Illegitimate 2. Okay. It's coming out real soon. I'm talking about like next 30 days, next 45, 60 days. Type of soon though, you know what I'm saying? We just putting the finishing touches on it. That's my main focus right now. And then me and Ace of the Artist dropping a rap R&B album, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, right now, bro, that's the focus, and that's in my immediate like 90-day rollout. 90 day, we gonna ride the year out doing that, you know what I'm saying? Then top of the year, we right back at it, you know what I'm saying? Those are my main focuses right now, and yeah, man, all glory to God, all glory to God, bro.
That's it, man. We signing off. Tank the Machine.
Love y'all.